Executives put tremendous thought and elbow grease into plans to transform their companies and propel them to greater success. But time and again, the level of organizational energy and focus wanes, and the pace of transformation slows. Breakthrough performance demands that the launch of a transformational plan be bold and rapid. That is the purpose of Accelerated Corporate Transformation, or ACT, developed by former Harvard Business School professor Dr. Robert H. Miles. In a recent Harvard Business Review article, Dr. Miles identified 6 key barriers to transformation success. A cautious management culture, sticking to the tried and true to avoid mistakes. A business-as-usual management, where day-to-day processes leave no room for anything new. Initiative gridlock, where too many initiatives occur at once. Recalcitrant executives, who are unconvinced about the transformation agenda. Disengaged employees, who always, being one step behind leaders, put the organization out of alignment. And finally, a loss of focus during the plan's execution. ACT targets those barriers. It is a high-engagement process that provides discipline, focus, speed, and structure to strategy implementation. It boosts teamwork, alignment, and traction around a set of your high-priority strategic initiatives. The ACT launch phase typically takes 3 to 4 months. Executives agree on the company's strategic vision and identify the 3 or 4 highest priority strategic initiatives, as well as achievable goals that build initial momentum. Then their plans and direction are translated to the next management level, where the management team agrees on principles to govern their work together and that of the managers and employees reporting to them. The transformation plan then rolls out company-wide through an all-employee cascade, communicating the change mandate and execution plan consistently to everyone, and engaging everyone with line-of-sight accountability throughout the organization. Employees make specific personal commitments to help their group achieve its contributions to the strategic initiatives. Over the rest of the first year, the execution phase includes execution oversight by initiative teams, quarterly tracking of progress, quarterly leadership meetings on initiative status, and quarterly mini cascades and communications campaigns, identification of leading practices, as well as performance gaps, and a general mid-course assessment. The final phase includes a relaunch of updated strategic initiatives and a second all-employee cascade. Here are some reactions to ACT.
I think it's great. We're finally getting the whole company together in one focused effort to improve the way the community sees us, the way we respond to the community. We're going to improve service to our community and maintain that in the future. It's great to get everybody onto one page at one time. Have a great kickoff.
I thought it was a good process. I enjoyed the tabletop exercises, and I especially enjoyed the last part where we talked about our core values.
Strategic transformation is on every executive's mind. ACT supercharges the strategic plan, maximizes the power of an aligned and engaged workforce, and helps you achieve your major initiatives boldly and rapidly.
Welcome to the Transformation Leader's Guide. The course was personally designed and produced by one of the most well-known global thought and practice leaders in the fields of corporate transformation and executive leadership, Dr. Robert H. Miles. Bob has a unique perspective on this field of endeavor, having spent the last 30 years as principal process architect of over 30 corporate transformations, from which he has distilled a powerful and reliable methodology called Accelerated Corporate Transformation, or ACT. Besides having served on the faculties at the Yale School of Management, the Harvard Business School, the Goizueta Business School at Emory, and the Stanford Executive Institute, he has published a series of books as well as popular Harvard Business Review articles on his corporate transformation practice. My name is Micah. I will be your navigator on this journey. We will explore why the ACT methodology has been so effective in helping transformation leaders achieve rapid breakthrough performance. We will also examine the fundamental insights Dr. Miles has gleaned from decades of work in this challenging leadership arena, and also learn, as Bob has, what corresponding accelerators you can deploy to overcome them. Then, we will take on the Accelerated Corporate Transformation, or ACT methodology, for achieving rapid transformation. You'll learn how to follow the principles of ACT to create a transformation roadmap and game plan. And once again, we will uncover a few simple things that turn out to have monumental consequences in terms of the pace and amount of transformation ultimately achieved. We will examine each major step in the launch phase before exploring what Dr. Miles refers to as the rapid, high-engagement, all-employee cascade. This cascade phase engages every soul in the organization, is led in a consistent manner by leaders at all levels, and quickly creates clear line of sight accountability from bottom to top in an organization. Towards the end of the course, we will see what it takes during the first performance year of the execution phase to anticipate and overcome several predictable humps and slumps before ending our time together replanning for year 2. And we'll reveal some powerful side benefits from transforming an organization in this manner. It is hoped that this course will initiate within you a measure of the passion and excitement that this field has given the creator of ACT. We can't take you directly into the front lines of transformation, but we have made an effort through videos from Dr. Miles' work to bring some of that front line into the course. Let's start with some groundwork regarding transformation, some key insights from Dr. Miles' practice across virtually all types of organizations and transformation challenges. Key insight number 1. Transformation launches have to be bold and rapid to be successful. Any transformation is fraught with challenges. The biggest barrier to transformation success is getting organizations to execute their bold new ideas quickly before energy and enthusiasm dissipate and new and traditional competitors roar by.
One is that transformation launches to be successful have to be done fairly rapidly. Speed is important in launching a transformation because the world is full of distractions, and if you don't have a compressed launch agenda, executives will soon lose focus, and so will the whole transformation agenda.
Key insight number 2. There are a half a dozen inhibitors that become embedded in all organizations that can retard rapid transformation.
The second thing that I began to realize is that organizations, over time, when they are pursuing, say, the same business model for an extended period of time, build up a number of inhibitors that become embedded in the organization. And everybody sort of knows what some of these inhibitors are, and from time to time they can become irritating, but they're sort of benign in terms of their effect.
Key insight number 3. During steady-state business-as-usual periods, the inhibitors may be irritating, but their effects are benign.
Until, of course, you are challenged with a transformation agenda.
Key insight number 4. But during times when a major transformation is required, any one of the inhibitors, if not engaged and overcome, can derail the effort.
And when you have to rise to a transformation challenge, any one of these embedded inhibitors can derail the transformation launch.
Key insight number 5. Inhibitors are best released in a particular sequence, hence the need for the disciplined transformation framework and roadmap.
And then the last insight, and I'm really glad I took the 2 weeks to look at this, is that it's important to address the inhibitors in a particular sequence. Doing one before the other in a certain order makes a big difference in the overall success of the transformation launch.
Now that we have a few key insights into the transformation process, in Lesson 2 it is vital to define transformation. In the context of executive leadership, transformation may be broadly conceived as a few well-articulated initiatives targeted for breakthrough results in a short period of time in a sea of necessary incremental improvements. In Dr. Miles' first book on transformation, Leading Corporate Transformation, the challenge posed to would-be transformation leaders in the opening sentence reads, "How can I achieve fundamental transformation without exposing my organization to unacceptable risk?" The leadership challenge that is sharpened here is, how can I launch and sustain a major transformation while continuing to make an incremental improvements as expected as part of the regular management process? As you get into this course, you will discover a handful of accelerators that can be used to ramp up to speed with your effort without overburdening managers and employees. You will see how to run a crisp, streamlined transformation launch process in parallel with the day-to-day management process, and be able to eventually meld the two. You will come to value making some upfront investments in people and process that will actually speed your effort to early alignment and engagement, and ultimately breakthrough results. But the course will certainly fail its purpose if you complete it without understanding that speed through simplicity and compression trumps the otherwise enormous complexity that overwhelms many transformation leaders. Indeed, this simple equation, speed equals simplicity times compression, will be central in the success of your transformation game plan. Moving on to Lesson 3, Typical Transformation Challenges. Let's identify the challenges that your organization may face as you move through the transformation process. While there may be many challenges at the CEO level, these 5 are the typical ones Dr. Miles observed in his many years working with corporate transformation. The first challenge: the new CEO's taking charge process to engage all levels in the organization in a new leadership agenda and success model. The second challenge is the sitting CEO's need to launch the next major phase in the company or a major component of it. This involves having to reconfigure all the dimensions of an organization and recommit all employees. The third challenge is the bold and rapid implementation of a major new enterprise strategy or set of initiatives. Requirements for major pivots in strategy often confront executive leaders. The fourth challenge is the realignment of people, process, and technology initiatives with a new strategy and vision. The fifth transformation challenge is post-merger integration of executive leadership, organization structure, and systems and success models and cultures. But the need for transformation also arises for leaders down in the organization, and that usually involves a re-examination of the organization's internal and external realities, strategies, and guiding purpose, a reshaping of its management process and culture, a realignment of the organization, a re-engagement of its managers and employees, a reboot of the total system. No transformation challenge is greater than the one confronting you when you assume the mantle of executive leadership. Yet most executives only get a chance or two at most in their long careers to get this right. From the moment their appointment is announced, new leaders must quickly develop their plans for taking charge and for launching the next major phase in their organization. I wouldn't give a fig for the simplicity on this side of complexity, but I would give my life for the simplicity on the other side of complexity. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Take a moment and process that quote, if you please. Thankfully, after all the years of practice and reflection, ACT resides on the other side of the full complexity of transformation. The same is not true for most transformation leaders. Many new transformation leaders find themselves in the captain's chair for the first time in their career, on the wrong side of complexity. For sure, they would not have been chosen for such consequential responsibilities, sometimes involving the future of hundreds of thousands of employees, had they not logged many career successes and mastered many essential skills. But there is no transformation level practice field where rising executives can fully prepare for the big leadership job. At the other extreme, far too many transformation attempts begin with an enormous amount of preparation work and fanfare before assuming a shape not too different from the one shown. Often, the upfront analytic work dwarfs in both money and time spent the launch and execution effort. Attention and focus are never really captured before launch, so new transformation initiatives soon erode from the "this too will pass" syndrome. Before long, the leader sees this as a lost cause, at which time a new transformation czar is tapped down below, and the outcomes curve continues to approach zero as a limit until someone announces the coming of the next new thing.